do we create competitive advantage? It's not just say, okay, government, stop this, so that we can focus on one thing. Let there be competition. So when there's competition, people can now be thinking quality. That's how our textile died.
Can we compete?
No. It's not just tire. That was how our textile industry died. That's what happened to the mining sector.
Did the textile die because of competition?
Oh yes, because we're not competing, we're not adding value.
This is Souq business landscape. NADDC, they are seeking a ban on tires. You heard us right. And batteries that are being imported in the country. And the National Automotive Design and Development Council, that's the NADDC, they have called for an end to importation of vehicle tires and batteries into Nigeria. Now, they are saying that this step is critical to strengthen local manufacturing, boosting gross domestic product, and deepening the automotive value chain. The council said continued reliance on imports undermines domestic capacity, drains foreign exchange, and limits technology transfer within the sector. Director General of NADDC, Oluwamimo Joseph, made the call on Thursday in Abuja on a one-day sensitization workshop for stakeholders in the tire battery industry. He said Nigeria already has the raw materials, definitely, we have the market size, definitely, and the labor base to support competitive local production if policy, protection, and investment are aligned. Now, he went further to urge investors to scale capacity and improve standard while calling on agencies to enforce automotive policies consistently. Okay, Doc, I'm going to take you on this because I know you're from that particular state that produced one of the major raw materials for tires. I remember growing up, my father would take me to a pump station, not a tire place, a filling station to change his tires. And all those tires were Nigerian-made tires. There was pride in the Dunlops. There was pride. There were several. They were all made here. I also remember very well because he had friends that were supplying batteries. And most of those batteries were also made here. Be it the car batteries, be it the 1.5 volt batteries. All of a sudden, those disappeared. Now, we now see all manner of names of tires in Nigeria, all manner of names. But gradually, things are changing. What should the government be doing to support the National Automotive Council?
You know, I'm not an advocate of protectionism. I don't like the name.
Okay.
I just like people compete in a free market. You see, if you have quality, you have capacity, you have competence, people will always go for what is good for them. I feel that consumers discriminate a lot. They are able to know where their value lies and then go for their value.
But can competition be fair?
Yes, of course, it can be fair. Why not? You see, if we have the local raw materials here, we have the factory here, so which means we're competing against people who are going to incur cost of logistics to come to your place. That's already fairness.
How is it fair? The typical example, China subsidizes their manufacturing sector. A whole lot. Gives them loans with minus interest rates. Give them a lot of, apart from capacity, down to infrastructure development from the state for them to mass produce, and now look for your own market to flood your market. How is that fair to us?
No. You see, I don't think it's about fairness.
Okay.
I don't think it's about fairness. It's about competitive advantage. China does not throw money at factories. It's not as correct when people say that. You see, what you should understand is we always claim that we have advantage. You see, we did it with rice. And what happened? The prices was at the rooftop during the Buhari regime and placed a ban on some certain things that government do not give FS because we can source them locally. It turned out that the cost of things that are producing locally were even twice more expensive than the cost of things that were coming in from the outside. And at the end of the day, those protections only make consumers to suffer. You see, there's no logic that really excites me like what El-Rufai did when he was in Kaduna with WAEC and said to them, please don't give our people any advantage because we're also trying to produce global citizens who are going to compete globally. So what people are looking at is when you have a system that you run and you so become comfortable and you don't improve on that system, naturally that system will die. Those areas you're talking about, Michelin of this world, Dunlop of this world, most of those raw material rubbers were sourced in Benin. Now, when you go to Benin, you will hardly find a rubber plantation. The only place you will see a rubber plantation is in Yanomo, which was planted by government. All the other communities that have rubber, they have cut it down to do cassava farm because you have not been there. So why were they cutting down these things? So these are the things that we need to look. You see, I mentioned this yesterday. One of the biggest problems Nigeria has, which nobody is talking about, was the indigenization policy that we embarked on, where we didn't have competence. And the people who were supposed to help us build capacity, we asked them to go. And we felt that we could run these things ourselves. You go and check it. From that indigenization policy, that's when our economy, our quality of life has been nosediving. Nobody traces that. Because it was a good policy because it was Nigerian kind of policy. We want to do our things ourselves. So, but you check the people we were at the same level at that time, where they are now. Because somebody has helped them build capacity to a level where they have the resource that will actually add to what they have. And today, they can happily say, look, we are doing very well. So these are the things that we must understand. It's just easy for people to write policies. But how does the policy support the competitiveness of that industry? Because when they are saying protect the locals, we should also export them, isn't that? It will not just be for local consumption.
But let's consume first.
Yeah, but I understand it. You see,
but we have to be able to compete.
We have to
on
compete
a global
globally.
Scale. We have to.
Yeah.
And
China is moving into every market because they have capacity. I keep using Tim Cook's argument that they are not in China because China is cheap. There are a lot of people have argued that labor in China is cheap. That's why people are going to China to manufacture. He said, no, it's not cheap labor. The thing in China is that the material engineers in China, they are so massive that if you put them in 100 football stadium, it will not take them. But in America, the material engineers, if you put them in one room, there will still be space. So these are the things that we need to be talking about. How do we create competitive advantage? It's not just say, okay, government, stop this, so that we can focus on one thing. Let there be competition. So when there's competition, people can now be thinking quality. That's how our textile died.
Can we compete?
No. It's not just Tyre. That was how our textile industry died. That's what happened to the mining sector.
Did the textile die because of competition?
Oh, yes. Because we're not competing, we're not adding value.
Was it competition?
Oh, yes. We were not adding value. So the issue is that, you see, look at it. Somebody was saying something recent, some years ago. He was a professor in ABU before he moved to Malaysia. And he said he wrote a proposal to the presidency at that time to see how to improve on the palm kernel seedlings for Nigeria. But that proposal, he was begging. He has to look for everybody who can reach the government. Eventually, he got the government, but he didn't get funding for the research. Then, of course, he wrote a proposal, and Malaysia summoned him. So he went to Malaysia. Currently, he lectures in Malaysia. And they funded that research full-time. Now, but when you look at it now, Malaysia don't have a gap in terms of palm oil supply. But Nigeria, go and look at the deficits in terms of locally produced palm oil. So we still import palm oil
from Malaysia
because we cannot meet our demand. What is the difference? The yield in Nigeria and the yield in Malaysia is a difference. Same is with rice. So if you go to Indonesia, you go to Thailand and see people cultivate 1 acre of land to produce rice, they can get up to 16 tons. In Nigeria, you can only get 3 tons. So how do you compete? So this is what we should be focusing on. Let's perfect our researches and see that we can actually compete on a global scale. and do things that when we sell even to our neighbors, and they will find value in it. And when they put our own side by side, what is coming from China or coming from Europe, they will prefer your own because you have quality, and probably because you also have material source locally, it's also cheaper. I think that for me is the argument.
Okay. Let's get to you. Looking at batteries and looking at tires, is it possible for us to be able to produce even for ourselves before we start thinking of exporting?
Yeah, it's possible because in no distant history, as far back as 2008, there were still factories here that were producing both tires and batteries. We had Michelin, we had Dunlop. I think Michelin they had a factory in Port Harcourt, and Dunlop had their factory in Lagos. So, but they had to shut down because of they could not compete fairly. We have the market. There are so many things. Number one, the currency has to be better because majority of Nigerians don't buy new tires. So it's difficult for a tire factory to survive here because we
don't buy new tires
in Nigeria.
Now,
70% of Nigerians don't buy new. I dare say 80% of Nigerians don't buy new tires. And you can know by the number of tire shops that we have. Most of the tire shops that we have, 90% of them, they sell what we call Belgium. The tires from fairly used tires from Germany and from the rest of Europe. So you only have few tires, brand new tire stores that you find in this side of town. So you look at the consumer behavior first. So we have to address the value of our currency. So you cannot be producing something that there is no adequate market or demand to support it. So we are strategically placed. Number one, we have the raw material. Number two, we're in the middle of West Africa. So you are looking at, about 16 countries. But the value of the Naira has to be strong for us to be able to compete globally because number one, you have to have your primary market in your country. So as long as Nigerians cannot afford brand new tires, the banning importation of tire is a non-starter. It's just going to put more hardship on the consumers because
Nigerians still buy brand new tires. Even if it's 10, 15, 20, 30%, they still buy brand new tires.
But that is not enough.
Who is servicing that 20, 30%?
That's what I'm saying. It's not enough to build a factory when the market size is so small. It doesn't make economic sense because Michelin and Dunlop, they are still in this country. They have their corporate office in this country.
Selling imported tires.
Exactly. Because they have looked at the economy. If it makes sense, they used to run a factory. They shut down the factory because it no longer makes sense.
Okay.
To sell.
What about batteries? We don't buy second-hand batteries.
We don't buy second-hand batteries? We do.
We buy refurbished batteries, not second-hand batteries.
Well, however you call it, it's second-hand. It's not brand new batteries. For some things that needs a lot that depends on numbers like tires, like battery, that you need a lot of people to be buying. The Naira has to gain, has to have value, so that consumers, everybody want new thing. Don't get it twisted. It's a reverse psychology when Nigerians tell you that Tokumbo the last past new. It's just reverse. They are just making themselves happy. Everybody wants brand new things. Every single person I know wants to drive a brand new car to say, I'm the first person to drive this car.
Affordability is it.
But we need a stronger Naira to support this kind of industries that depend on units.